One of the greatest reasons I am who I am today is because my parents always let me be. A lot of children are not let to be who they want to be. I mean, it's strange to say as a woman, I lived the life like a boy. But it's true when I say that. I became a poet at the age of 30. By that time, we think that people are winding up their careers.
Yes.
But I started off poetry full-time at the age of 30 and so many people were like, what are you doing? Going to do open mic? Is this a job? Is this full-time?
Meet Priya Malik, a poet, performer and strong voice who's redefining motherhood in her own way. She shares her personal journey through love, loss and motherhood with honesty and emotion.
Getting divorced at the age of 30. And
I think there's such a stigma against divorces in our country as well, and I think that needs to go. You would rather have a divorced daughter than a dead daughter, and I always tell people that because there's so many women stuck in toxic marriages. On the 21st day after giving birth to Zorawar, I went and I performed a poem. People had mixed reviews online about it. Some people were like, oh my god, this is so inspiring. Other people were like, aap bahar kyun ho? Shouldn't you be with your child right now?
Yeah.
I'm like, shouldn't you shut up right now? So I think मेरे postpartum की journey easy सिर्फ इसलिए रही थी क्योंकि वो मेरे हिसाब से रही.
if I talk about red flags in a relationship, where you think ki, this is it for me.
Lies, small lies, big lies. I think that stuff breaking down a relationship.
Motherhood was a poem. What would be the opening line for you?
The most wonderful, joyous, magical ride that I have ever been on. And it has come with the most unexpected surprises and twists and turns that I never even knew existed.
Have you ever wondered what it means to rebuild your world after it has been turned upside down? What does it take to carry both grief and hope in the same breath and still find the courage to begin again? आज के मातेहुड एपिसोड में हम एक ऐसी कॉन्वर्जेशन करने जा रहे हैं जो बहुत ही रियल, रॉ और ज़रूरी है. मदरहुड की बात करेंगे बट नॉट द पिक्चर परफेक्ट वाली. वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट द रियल जर्नी जिसमें मिसकैरेज भी है, हीलिंग भी, सोसाइटी का प्रेशर भी और आइडेंटिटी के शिफ्ट्स भी. Joining me is someone who doesn't just speak from her experience, she transforms it into poetry. You may know her from her viral performances, her bold voice on the stage, or her poems that echo the questions so many women are tired of hearing, like Baby Kab Plan Karoge. She's a spoken word artist, a TEDx speaker, a mother to a beautiful rainbow baby. Please welcome to the show, to Matehood, Priya Malik. Welcome, Priya. Welcome to Matehood. Such a pleasure having you here today.
Thank you so much. The pleasure is all mine.
So glad. इतने टाइम से हम आपको invite कर रहे थे, बुलाना चाह रहे थे show पे, because there's so many things we want to talk about today, and I personally wanted to have this conversation with you because I've been following your journey, your motherhood journey especially, and also your beautiful poetry. It's just so amazing.
Thank you so much. I think finally abhi ho raha hai and I'm really glad. So I'm very happy to be here.
Such a pleasure. So before we begin, हमने आपको सुना है बहुत अच्छी poetry करते हुए, and very powerful voice you have when it comes to women's right and also around motherhood.
Yeah.
But we really want to know who Priya Malik is. How's your childhood been? How it has shaped you as a person, who you are today?
What an interesting question. Because people usually see the surface. Ki, Acha, Priya Malik यहाँ ये poetry करती है, and people move it on from there. I had a very interesting childhood. I was born and brought up in Dehradun.
Okay.
And I was the shararti bachchi of the family. I was the younger daughter. And I broke all the rules growing up. I was a rebel through and through. I think by the time I was 11 or 12, जो मम्मी कहती थी नहीं करना, मैं जाके वही काम करती थी. And I think that really shaped the creative side of me, right? Because in order to be creative, you need to break a lot of rules. Like, in order to become a full-time poet, that occupation did not even exist aaj se kuch saal pehle. I was still breaking rules. So I think I have kind of lived my life a lot based on who the child Priya was, wo jo 10, 11, 12 saal ki Priya thi, when identity actually starts to take shape.
Yeah.
So I grew up like that in a lovely family, my parents, my sister and myself.
Yeah.
And it was a good childhood, but a very interesting childhood because I wasn't like a cookie cutter kid. I was very intelligent but very naughty. Yeah. So there were always these contradictions. Yeah. And I think kahin na kahin मैं अभी भी वैसी ही हूँ. Like people who know me really well, they know कि Priya की वो side है जिसमें वो poetess, शायरा शायरा निकल के आती है जो इश्क की बातें करती है, and then there is another side of Priya as well, you know, who's funny and you know who's gonna plan everything in life and who's gonna do things a certain way. So I think वो अभी भी है.
I'm sure. I mean, like, as you rightly said, to be able to really live up to your full potential, आपका जो चाइल्डहुड होता है उसका बहुत बड़ा रोल होता है, एंड उसमें आपके पेरेंट्स का रोल सबसे ज़्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट होता है. एंड व्हाट वी लर्न ड्यूरिंग आवर चाइल्डहुड, हमारा कैसा चाइल्डहुड रहा है, हमारे पेरेंट्स का कैसा इन्वॉल्वमेंट रहा है, उसका एक बहुत बड़ा रिफ्लेक्शन हमारी पेरेंटिंग जर्नी में भी दिखता है. एंड आई थिंक उस टाइम पे इफ योर पेरेंट्स लेट यू रियली एक्सेल, explore yourself, you know, the first most importantly, that is the thing that you really need to understand as parents, and that let you really flourish and discover and identify who you are. And I'm sure that has happened, but how was your parents' involvement in your journey?
So you're absolutely right. बच्चे की जो 90% of subconscious होती है वो first 7 years में बनती है, right? तो वो first 7 years बहुत formative years होते हैं, I feel, and I feel one of the greatest reasons I am who I am today is because my parents always let me be.
True.
You know, and growing up in a middle class family in a small town, a lot of children are not let to be who they want to be.
True.
But my parents, on the other hand, were very okay with me having some freedoms in life.
Yes.
You know, I mean, it's strange to say as a woman कि I live the life like a boy. But it's true when I say that. You know, हम कभी भी खेलने चले जाते थे, कुछ भी कर लेते थे. We were never made to feel कि अरे आप ये नहीं कर सकते या वो नहीं कर सकते. So that freedom was there. But I also took full advantage of that freedom as well. Because बच्चों की एक अपनी भी personality होती है, और जब आप उसको develop होने दें and आप उसको naturally hone होने दें तो वो निखर के आती है. And that's one thing that I'm very mindful as a parent कि freedom मैं अपनी दूंगी बच्चे को, लेकिन जो बच्चे की अपनी personality है that also needs to come out, जिसमें मेरी mom और dad दोनों का बहुत बड़ा हाथ है.
I think that one fear I always have, और ये मैंने रिसेंटली कहीं पढ़ा भी था कि कुछ बच्चे नॉटी होते हैं, कुछ बहुत ही क्वाइट होते हैं, और जो नॉटी बच्चे होते हैं अगर उनको कॉन्स्टेंटली नो बोलते रहते हैं, सो इट डज अफेक्ट देयर ओन पर्सनालिटी इन सम पॉसिबल वे. सो पेरेंट्स के लिए बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है टू अंडरस्टैंड कि हम what are the ways we can channelize their energy, and shape them up.
I agree, and I read something very beautiful because मुझे लगता था कि जब मैं माँ बनूंगी मैं बहुत strict mother बनूंगी. Because I've been a teacher before and I like things to be a certain way. And I read somewhere that the naughtiest kids are actually the happiest kids. Because बच्चों जो शैतान बच्चे होते हैं उनकी प्रवृत्ति होती है शैतान होने की. उनके पास वो freedom होती है कि वो confident हो सके, चीज़ों के लिए मना कर सके, हमें ये नहीं करना, हमें इन अंकल आंटी को नमस्ते भी नहीं कर, whatever it is, you know, छोटी-छोटी चीजें जो बच्चे करते हैं, हमें नहीं मिलना उनको जाके, whatever it is. लेकिन जो शैतान बच्चे होते हैं वो खुश बच्चे होते हैं. एंड ये चीज मेरे मन में घर कर गई थी और मैंने सोचा था कि I will make sure that I let my kid be a good kid, but also be naughty at the same time and be a child. You know, children are not adults. And I think sometimes we start expecting them to be adults.
Exactly.
तो वो चीज़ मेरे मन में घर करी हुई है. तो I'm now, अभी तो Zoravar is only 1 year old, but I have decided that I'm going to let him be and not be overly strict with him.
True. You always wanted to be a poet?
I always wanted to be a performer, but I wasn't sure what kind of a performer. So I started public speaking very early on in life. My first memory of speaking on a microphone is when I was probably 3 or 4 years old. तो वो शुरू बहुत जल्दी हुआ, and then I started reciting elocution schools में, debates वगैरह में करने लगी थी. But you know, nobody was a full-time poet at that time, right? And या तो आप lyrics writer होते थे या फिर आप writing वाले poet होते थे. You were not a spoken word poet. So that came to me really late, and when that realization came, I was like, oh अच्छा, मैं इसको भी ऐसा करियर कर सकती हूँ. और मेरी मम्मी अभी ये कहानी सबको सुनाती कि जब ये छोटी थी और कोई घर पे खाना खाने आता था, ये डाइनिंग टेबल पे खड़े होकर पोएम सुनाती थी. लोग कहते थे बेटा बस हो गया, हमने सुन लिया आपकी पोएम. मैं कहती थी नहीं अंकल, एक और है अभी.
So that was where your heart was always.
I was always a performer. I was always someone who wanted to express myself, and I've always been very self-expression has been a very large part of me growing up.
I think that's why they say कि कुछ भी आप choose करो, but eventually you'll fall back to what you really love to do.
That's so true. And has that happened with you as well?
In a way, yes. I mean, I was also in a corporate world for such a long time.
Investment banking,
not really investment. I was more into commercial banking. But and before that, tech. Did that for such a long time. But my heart was always doing something more into social. And social in the sense like doing anything to do with women's health,
Right.
women's upliftment,
Yeah.
empowerment. So
Yeah.
eventually when I started with my foundation, I felt really happy because I could really relate with that.
Yeah.
So that's where you really excel if you're doing something you love. So I can see that in
absolutely
you.
agree. Yes, yes. And it took me a while to figure things out. You know, I became a poet at the age of 30. You know, by that time, we think that people are winding up their careers.
Yes.
But I started off poetry full time at the age of 30. And so
Yeah.
many people were like, what are you doing? Going to do open mic? Is this a job? Is this full time?
True.
But I think eventually वो प्रिया वापस आ गई जो माइक पे खड़े होके पोएम्स सुनाती थी
हाँ.
या डाइनिंग टेबल पे जंप करके मेहमानों को पोएम्स सुनाती थी. So that Priya took a full circle. And kind of in my heart, I always knew that. You know, I've also had a lot of touring in life. I've done corporate jobs. I was a
Yes.
school teacher. I have an
Yes.
M.Ed degree. I was halfway through a PhD. और वो
Wow.
सब कुछ छोड़ के now I'm reciting poetry. So life takes a full circle.
So how it's been like moving from a teaching job to now full-time performer?
Great, because I think the best teachers are the best performers. तो अगर आप एक अच्छी टीचर हो, आप बच्चों के सामने 45 minutes के लिए you are actually performing. Because you have to
And
hold
every day.
and they are your audience
Yeah.
every day और आपको उनकी attention hold करनी है. So I think the best of teachers, when I look back at my teachers, were actually great performers. They knew what to do. That was their stage, the classroom. कि बच्चों की attention ऐसे करनी है, ये lesson ऐसे पढ़ाना है, ये करना है. So I think somewhere the skills are very transferable.
I can totally relate with that. My father was also a teacher.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I remember how he used to prepare himself
Yes.
every morning, and he was teaching mathematics.
Wow.
And later on, he got really extremely interested into Hindi literature.
Oh, wow.
So he did masters again in Hindi literature
Arre
while
wow.
I was doing my graduation.
That's crazy.
Because I think as a teacher, you realize ki learning never stops.
Yes.
So you're constantly learning and
Yes,
evolving.
you're a perpetual student as a teacher, and you should be as well.
Yeah.
Because when I was teaching younger kids, when I say younger, I mean high school kids.
Yeah.
अब मेरे लिए अब वो young ही हैं. Class 11th and 12th.
हाँ.
I realized that they know so many things that I did not know.
Yeah.
So, you know, I would go home and I would actually make sure that I am well prepped to answer their questions.
True.
So I was always a student while I was teaching, and
Huh.
a part of me still learns new things every day. Yeah, I'm
So
that
important.
person. Yeah.
But speaking of the early days, Priya, I mean, you're so vocal about women's rights and women's status in the society. You have had a difficult journey yourself.
Yeah.
And एक saying है या एक conviction है लोगों को कि by the age of 30 you should be well settled.
And have a
married
child.
and have children.
Yes.
But you have broken all those molds.
Yeah.
Willingly, unwillingly,
Yeah.
how life has been for you. How was it like getting divorced at the age of 30? And so many people, I'm sure you must have felt that pressure.
Yes.
कि इस age में you're breaking up this relationship and you might have to start all over again. What is the kind of pressure you felt?
I think there's such a stigma against divorces in our country as well. And I think that needs to go, right? You would rather have a divorced daughter than a dead daughter. And I always tell people that because there's so many women stuck in toxic marriages who end their lives because they could not get out of those marriages. So I think पहले तो वो stigma हटना चाहिए.
बिल्कुल.
By saying that, I still believe in marriage as an institution. But when I say that, I'm talking about happy and good marriages, you know, which are good for both partners, not just one partner.
True.
So I think getting divorced, one of those things was there. Like my dad could not believe that I was getting divorced. And I think लोग सोचते हैं कि कोई बहुत बड़ा reason होना चाहिए divorce के लिए, या तो किसी ने cheat कर दिया, या domestic abuse हो गया, या ये हो गया, या वो.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's just two people who are unhappy being with each other.
True.
And that was my situation as well. You know, he was a great guy, still is, but we were not good as husband and wife.
Yeah.
And I can't even imagine what life would be like if we had children together.
Yeah.
Because you both are unhappy. Then you bring a child in, तो 3 unhappy लोग हो गए.
Yeah.
तो पहले फिर maybe लोग बोलेंगे एक और कर लो शायद सब कुछ ठीक हो जाएगा. Now you have 4 unhappy people stuck together for the rest of their lives.
True.
And you are miserable and you're making your children miserable as well. So that taboo was there from my family's end as well. Like my dad still couldn't believe कि ऐसा हो गया. And I told him after getting divorced. All the paperwork was done, everything, because I knew that they would try to stop me.
Yeah.
And I didn't want them to.
Yeah.
So I think trying to break off that mold first, the first obligation was my family, you know, making them understand that this is a good decision for both of us. And looking back, Priyanka, it was actually the best decision for both of us. You know, he's really happy with his life and I'm so content. I don't think I've ever been this happy and content with life before. So that was one thing. And then society comes into the picture. People are like, "Arey ho, dekho, kuch hoga, kuch hua hoga," and you know, and people couldn't believe I was divorced. I was moving back to India. So everyone looked at all of these things as failure.
Yeah.
आपकी शादी भी फेल हो गई आप abroad, people think life abroad is like the best thing that can happen. No, life is great in India. और वो छोड़ के आप यहाँ आ गए हो तो यानी कि अब आप गए. My case was the opposite. I actually went up. Both,
because you were happy eventually.
I was happy with my personal life, my professional life, and look where I am today. और ये सब कुछ नहीं हो पाता अगर मैं वापस वहाँ ऑस्ट्रेलिया में रही होती. And my divorce had a lot to do with not wanting to live abroad as well. I wanted to come back to India and have a life here. And my ex-husband was an NRI, used to living a life abroad. So that was one of the reasons as well. Yeah.
As you said, एक बहुत deep rooted conditioning है कि women should endure it as long as possible. और divorces तभी होने चाहिए जब कुछ बहुत ही worst से worst हो रहा है relationship में, and we don't embrace taking this decision till some extent. And that makes it even harder for any person who's going through any sort of unhappy relationship or any even toxic relationship to take that first step. And I'm sure there's so many women who are struggling today and they want to take this step.
Yes.
What would you like to tell them? Like how important it is to realize that this is not the relationship for me?
You know, so many women actually still message me on Instagram and I get DMs from so many people saying, I'm stuck in a marriage that I'm not happy with. But how do I get out? How? That how is always वो पहला जो step होता है जब आप jump मारने वाले होते हैं तो वो जो पहला step होता है जिसमें आप ज़मीन का तला छोड़ के आप आसमान में जा रहे होते हो, right? I think that is the hardest. And was it very easy for me? No, it wasn't. It wasn't easy. I had been thinking about it for so many years. And finally, I was so depressed. I was suicidal to a point, right? And that's when I told myself, okay, I have two options. Actually, three. One is that I stay depressed forever. Two is that I don't live. And the third is that I'm stuck. And I need to get out of it. So the third option was the best option. I needed to get out of it. But doing it took me a few years as well. It wasn't कि एक दिन मैं उठी और मैं कहा, hey, hi, let's get divorced. No, it was very tough. It was even emotionally very tough. And there's so many factors that come with divorces as well. Even I did not know what my life is going to look like after that.
And that's the biggest fear usually.
Yes, तो एक uncertainty को accept करना. But it was the best option. Because the other two options were not ideal.
No.
So I think वो एक बात है. And I think women who are stuck in unhappy and toxic relationships, obviously you try to work on the relationship first. Even I did.
Yes.
You know? Because सबसे पहले you will try and save your marriage. That is the first step. And if you're a good person, married to a good person, that will be the first thing you're going to do.
Yes.
But if that's not working out and you don't see a way out, then you need to take that decision and make the best of it.
What I've also seen, and I have spoken to so many women who are going through some sort of bad relationship, even domestic violence and abuse,
which is so major.
Which is very major. In fact, last week only there was a news that every second call in India is about domestic violence.
Wow.
Which the emergency services is getting.
So
unfortunate. But usually उस रिलेशनशिप से बाहर निकलने में उनको दो ही चीजें रोकती हैं. Either family is not supportive,
या बच्चे
also, I would say second, and then third point would be एक financial independence नहीं होती तो उनको ये uncertainty होती है कि relationship से अगर हम बाहर निकल गए, how would I survive? कैसा मेरा future होगा? What was your thought कि if I come out of this relationship, you knew that you're going to be able to do this, or you just did not think about it?
See, I was not financially dependent on my husband at all, right? And I've been financially independent since I was 17. So that is the number one thing, pehli baat, right? To be a woman and be financially independent is the best thing that can happen to you. चाहे आप एक छोटी सी नौकरी कर रहे हो, लेकिन कुछ तो कर रहे हो. चाहे आप घर पे कुछ बना रहे हो, अचार बना रहे हो, कुछ भी कर रहे हो. एक financial independence होना सबसे पहला step होता है. That's economic empowerment. And you're right. आधे लोग डिवोर्स्ड इस वजह से नहीं होते बिकॉज दे आर फाइनेंशियली डिपेंडेंट ऑन देयर पार्टनर्स. दूसरी चीज होती है बच्चे. दे डोंट वांट कि बच्चा सिंगल पेरेंट के साथ आगे बढ़े. So that was one decision I made as well. Because I used to be And it took me years to also understand ki why I'm unhappy. ठीक है, पहले you're depressed and like, why am I depressed? Then people like, अरे बच्चा कर लो. And I was like, no. I don't want to be an unhappy mother. Because that is going to affect my child forever. और ये 7 साल वाली बात मुझे पहले भी पता था कि बच्चे की 90% सबकॉन्शियस पहले 7 सालों में बनती है. तो अगर मैं खुश नहीं हूँ अपनी ज़िंदगी से और मैंने बच्चा कर लिया है तो बच्चे को भी मैं अनहैप्पीनेस ही दूंगी पहले 7 साल. He's going to grow up or she's going to grow up into a depressed individual. So that was the second thing.
Yes.
And I think the third thing is trying to find support for yourself.
Yes.
चाहे वो फैमिली से हो, चाहे फ्रेंड से हो, चाहे सिर्फ एक इंसान से हो जो कह रहा हो कि ठीक है, do it. And I'm here for you.
Yes.
Maybe not financially, but emotionally here for you. So I think ये चीज़ें बहुत ज़रूरी हैं. But one thing I would never recommend is to stay stuck in a toxic marriage. It will eat out at you. You know, you will be miserable for the rest of your life.
And eventually you just lose yourself.
You do, yeah. And
You're not the same person anymore.
And I've seen so many women like that as well. And you know, it affects everything. When you're in a bad relationship, it will affect your skin. It will affect your hair. It will affect your nails. It will affect your weight. It will affect the way your entire body functions.
True.
Every day,
Your vibe, your aura, your social life, everything.
I see people and sometimes I feel that, oh my God, this person feels unhappy. And they can be the best dressed person in the room, having the greatest life in front of me. But sometimes, you know, you get that gut feeling that this person just feels unhappy.
Yeah.
And I've seen so many, especially women like that. And men too. I've sometimes seen men like that as well.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
And it's very sad.
Yeah. You can see through.
You can see through. वो उनके हाव भाव में कहीं ना कहीं वो चीज़ आ जाती है जब आप जिंदगी से खुश नहीं होते. And your immediate partner has a very large impact on who you
100%.
are and who you become.
100%.
जब आपकी personal life sorted होती है तभी आप अपनी professional life पे focus कर पाओगे ना. घर पे if you don't want to go home.
Yeah.
I've seen so many people who are always trying to escape home.
Yes.
They always want to go out.
Yes.
Right? चाहे वो everyday outing हो, चाहे वो holidays लेना हो, चाहे वो office की outings हो. They don't want to be in that home. So there has to be a reason behind that.
Yeah, and there's this very viral video as well where you see this girl who's been constantly abused and then she's falling back to the same person every time because she's seeking some sort of emotional support and love.
Yeah.
And then there's abuse again and then there's some emotional strength again. Then it's a loop. Very difficult to come out of.
वो आदत हो जाती है.
हाँ.
You know, once you get used to a domestic violent relationship or a toxic relationship, आपको लगता है प्यार यही होता है. रिश्ते ऐसे ही होते हैं. So you fall back into that cycle.
True.
When you meet someone who's going to be treating you right, you'll be like, नहीं, this is not love. Love is supposed to feel bad.
Yeah.
Love is supposed to hurt. And you fall back into that relationship. And I see a lot of younger women going through that. Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's an abuse cycle. It's a vicious cycle. And they can't get out of it.
No.
Until they really want to.
Absolutely. So, Priya, अगर एक happy relationship की बात करें,
जी.
what is the most important, essential part of it?
Communication. I think happy couples talk. And they
Yes.
talk about everything. The
Without
good,
judging.
Yes, the good, the bad, the ugly. You know, Karan and I have had the worst conversations. Like if you are just a fly on the wall and you're like, ये कैसे बात कर रहे हैं? ये क्या बात कर रहे हैं? But those conversations have helped us evolve into the couple that we are today. I believe you don't meet the perfect person. You
Yes.
become the perfect person.
Yes.
And when you meet someone and you talk about everything under the sun, आप एक दूसरे को समझने लगते हो. तो वो communication becomes understanding, and that understanding evolves into love.
Yeah.
You evolve into the right person for your partner.
Yeah.
And that's one thing that's missing in today's world, you know, with the online apps and the hookup culture. You see a person and like, ये perfect नहीं है. इसकी आँखें ऐसी, इसकी height ऐसी. Oh, I don't like this guy's is in a corporate job. I don't want that. And you just swipe. Yeah, you have to make the person perfect for you, right? It takes years of hard work. Even right now, I feel that we are still becoming a better version of who we are.
True.
And another sign of being in the right relationship is that it will make you a better person.
Huh.
You will just evolve. You will just bloom like a flower.
True.
And that's when you know कि मैं सही relationship में हूँ.
Yeah.
Both ways. I'm not the only one who has evolved. Karan has evolved into a better human being.
Yeah.
So we've both done that for each other.
And I think acknowledging and respecting that fact is very, very important.
So important, yes.
If I talk about red flags in a relationship, where you think, ki, this is it for me.
Yeah.
What are those?
Lies, small lies, big lies. I think that starts breaking down a relationship. Karan and I don't lie to each other about anything.
Yeah.
Even if we think the other person won't like it, we will just tell the other person, you know. So no lying in the relationship. And that leads to dishonesty. For me,
Yeah.
cheating is a big no-no in a relationship.
Yeah.
Like that's the number one non-negotiable for me is cheating. And the reason it happens is because you can't communicate with your partner.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you have some sort of fear कि वो आपको judge करेंगे या कुछ
Yeah.
उल्टा पुल्टा समझ लेंगे.
Exactly.
And there will not be any understanding. I think
Yes.
that's when you do not feel like opening up.
Yeah.
So that's the problem there.
Absolutely. And even if there is no time in the relationship, you know, like I live a very busy
Yes.
life, and I'm sure you face that with Suresh as well. You know, you have a busy life, he has a busy life.
Travel. And
There's
all,
travel
yes.
for work and all that. But communication channels always stay open.
Yes.
You know, we are always one text message away. We are
Yes.
always one call away. ज़रूरी नहीं है कि हम लोग पूरे टाइम घर पे बैठ के बातें कर रहे हो. It sounds very picture perfect, but that's not how life
No.
is. Sometimes I'm on the run, sometimes he's on the
Yes.
run. But you know, Priyanka, I always know where he is, and he always knows where I am. Even if I'm in the car. Just last night at 12:30,
Yeah.
he's like, "Have you reached your room?" I was like, "Yeah, I have." And it doesn't come from a place of anything.
Yes.
It's care. It's
Care and-
concern.
yeah.
That, you know, has she reached? Okay, now I can go to sleep.
Yes.
And I love that. And I know a lot of
course.
people think, oh, it's so toxic. Your partner wants to know where you are. I also want to know where he is at all times.
Of course.
This is how relationships
Yes,
are.
yes.
When you're a mother, आप हमेशा चाहोगे कि आपको पता
I
आपके
was just
बच्चे
gonna
कहाँ
say
हैं,
that.
है ना?
Yes.
एक अच्छी रिलेशनशिप में आप एक दूसरे के माँ बाप भी होते हो. आप सारे रिश्ते फुलफिल कर रहे होते हो. आप उनके बेस्ट फ्रेंड भी होते हो. आप उनकी माँ बाप भी होते हो. आप उनके बेस्ट सब कुछ होते हो. आप उनके बेस्ट कजन भी बन जाते हो. आप उनकी वाइफ भी होते हो. आप उनके फ्रेंड भी होते हो.
Yeah.
This is what is called a wholesome relationship. And I'm very aware of that.
True.
And I don't hold myself back. कि, oh my God, करण को कैसा लगेगा मैं पूछ रही हूँ कि वो कहाँ है.
हाँ.
मैं तो पूछती हूँ कहाँ हो, किसके साथ हो, अच्छा कितने बजे घर आओगे. Simple.
Basic. Yeah.
Yeah, basic.
Very important.
Yeah, and the only reason I'm asking is concern.
Yeah.
परवाह.
Because you care.
Because प्यार परवाह है.
बिल्कुल सही बात है. एक बहुत important point you mentioned कि बच्चों के first 7 years are very important. ये fact सबको पता है.
जी.
But at the same time शादी होते ही एक बहुत weird pressure start हो जाता है कि have kids. बच्चे कब हो रहे हैं, बच्चे कब हो रहे हैं. So, but there has to be sufficient gap to understand your relationship.
Yes.
And now a lot of people are raising awareness on this fact कि पहले एक दूसरे को समझो, अपनी relationship को थोड़ा strengthen करो and even figure out कि is this a relationship for you before you decide to have children. But previously it used to be other way around. If you have kids, relationship is going to be fine. What would you say to this?
I think the worst thing you can do in a relationship, if it is not working, is to bring a child into it.
Yes.
Because you're suddenly expanding your circle of unhappiness. अच्छा हम खुश नहीं हैं, चलो एक और इंसान को दुखी बनाते हैं जिंदगी में. And that's the worst thing you can do. I had children very late in my life. You know, I was 38 when I delivered Zorawar.
Yeah.
And one of the biggest reasons is because I wanted to heal completely as a person.
True.
I wanted to be a happy soul. I wanted to be a happy person. और अगर ये 28 की उम्र में हो जाता, शायद मैं 28 में बच्चे कर लेती. But one thing I was very particular about is that I want to be very emotionally, mentally, financially, physically in that state where I'm able to give everything to a child.
Yeah.
And that is very important for me.
Very, very important.
Yes,
Sometimes
yes.
we realize it much later.
Yes.
And that happens a lot because motherhood in general is very overwhelming.
Yes, it
and at the
is.
same time, if you're going through some sort of negative thoughts and anything which is really difficult to deal with,
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
100% reflect on
Yeah.
the child.
And my mother was so concerned, especially when I got divorced at 30, कि अभी तो बच्चे होने थे. Because 30 is such a big age in our country. ना कि अरे 30 साल के हो गए और बच्चे नहीं हुए हैं. So she was, and then by the time I think I was around 35, 36, she thought I wasn't going to have children.
Yes.
But I always knew I will have children. And I wanted to just wait for the right timing.
Yeah.
And I did.
So
And
important.
it's been the most beautiful thing in the world.
Yeah, I'm sure. Nobody can explain this feeling, right?
And I'm absolutely okay in having a second one too.
How amazing. Yeah, there's no end to it. Like once your older ones start growing up, you want to have the baby again.
Are you thinking of a third one now?
I was just recently talking about this with a friend, and I was like, I keep thinking about it. I really want to have another child. In fact, my daughter, she's like, please have twins. We will name them Zuzu and Zaza. And I'm like,
that's so cute.
It's not going to be that easy.
But I think 2 kids are great, you know. And even when I met your children today, it's so lovely that they have a sibling.
Yes.
Yeah.
So important.
Yes.
Did you have siblings?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I have an elder sister.
How sweet.
It's her and I. Yeah. And she has 3 children.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
More the merrier.
More the merrier, yes.
But as you rightly said, by the age of 30, एक बहुत weird pressure build up होना शुरू हो जाता है. Get settled in life. शादी कर लो, have children. And that time you had taken this step. Do you think this kind of pressure eventually made it worse for you? Was it very tough to come out of it?
I didn't let other people intervene in my decision too much, which was the sole factor behind not telling people until the divorce was done.
Yes.
And thankfully, my ex-husband was also on board with it. Ki, okay, let's do it privately within ourselves, and then we will let the family know.
Yeah.
Because वही जब आप family को बताओगे तो कोई ना कोई रोने लगेगा, कोई अपनी लाश की कसम देगा, कोई
They'll try to make it
very
work for you.
dramatic, right? Yeah. And Indian families are very dramatic, mine included. You know, कि यही दिन देखने के लिए पैदा किया था तुम्हें. मेरी लाश के ऊपर से गुजर के जाना अगर तुम्हें divorce लेना है तो. I didn't want all that. I did not want any drama. And I thankfully had a very cordial divorce. You know, there was nothing dirty. There was nothing which was like, oh, I want this from you or I want that from you. I didn't have children. So I was absolutely okay with supporting myself. I didn't want any alimony. I didn't want anything.
Yeah.
I just wanted my things and I wanted him to have his things.
Yes.
And it was a very equal partnership that broke off.
Yeah.
So that was one thing that I was very aware about. And I didn't let other people make it difficult. I didn't even tell friends.
Yeah.
There was one person who knew and that's it.
I think that's the best decision.
I think जब आप सबको बताने लगो और बहुत ज़्यादा बताने लगो और बहुत ज़्यादा back and forth करने लगो, that's when things get even more difficult. But I also understand that everyone is not in my situation.
No.
People who live in joint families, people who have a different way of upbringing are very different about this. Yeah.
And I think back of the mind, there's a difference. When you do it quietly, you have 100% made your mind that you want to be out of it.
Yes.
But if you involve family, friends, then I think somewhere deep down you still want to make it work.
You are absolutely right about that.
So
I never thought about that.
It's just a way of, getting more people involved and help you navigate this.
Yes.
That's what I feel is the reason.
I think the most beautiful things in life and the most, the saddest things in life should be done privately. Like, and I have always lived that life. ये चीज़ मेरी ज़िंदगी में, this has always proven itself to be right as well. And whenever there's something really good happening, I keep it private. And whenever there's something really bad happening, I keep it private. It is only after I have processed both those emotions that I make it public. I didn't announce my pregnancy for 8 months, right? And the same goes with my divorce. I announced my divorce after a year after it happened because I wanted to be happy privately about my pregnancy. I wanted to grieve privately about my divorce. I didn't even announce my relationship with Karan for a very long time because most beautiful things should be kept as private as possible. Being public figures, I know that we also owe a responsibility to our audience and people out there. But I also owe the first responsibility to myself. पहले मैं खुश हो लूँ, फिर आपको खुश खबरी दूंगी. पहले मैं दुखी हो लूँ, फिर आपको दुख खबरी दूंगी. I've always been that person, Priyanka. Always. And it really helps.
Such a beautiful thought you have and very important as well.
Yes.
Because you want to cut the noise.
Yes.
You don't want your thoughts and your decisions to be affected by all the extra noise who has nothing to do with your relationship.
Absolutely.
And your situation, they haven't lived through it.
Even like, things in my career and everything. Like, I rarely ever post things real time. Like, once the events are done, once everything, then I'll be like, okay, let me share it on my stories now. And sometimes people are like, oh, you are in Delhi now. I'm like, nahi, pichle hafte ki hai.
I think it has a lot to do with all the juggling we do as well. Because bachcho ke saath time, and then you have your house to look after. There's just no time. And then I'm looking at pictures of like, you to kabhi post hi nahi ki.
Exactly.
There's just no time to do
Yes, there's no time to do it. Children have started looking different now.
Yeah.
Like, I have pictures of Zorawar जब वो 6 महीने का था. I'm like, अब क्या post करूँगी? अब तो वो 1 साल का हो गया. But I also believe in nazar a lot. I don't know if you do. And that's another reason why I wait for things to get completed or reach fruition
Very important.
before I especially post them online, because what am I posting for? Online validation. I'm okay with not having it.
True.
Yeah.
True. I agree with that. But coming back to falling in love again, starting a relationship again, that's also again is not a very easy step to take.
Yeah.
You know, back of the mind and somewhere deep down, एक fear होता है कि I just came out of a bad relationship. Should I start all over again? And many times I have heard people saying, friends and family, if you're in a bad relationship, they'll tell you, क्या guarantee है कि next person is not going to be the same.
Yeah.
तो वो एक fear बन जाता है mind में. Do you think that really affects you or it really matters?
When I got out of my marriage, I wasn't sure if I will get remarried, honestly speaking, right? But I also have this line in one of my stories जिसमें मैं कहती हूँ जिंदगी में आपको प्रेम तब मिलता है जब आप प्रेम ढूंढना बंद कर देते हैं. And I think that is true about everything in life. When you stop seeking, when you're not desperate, when you're not constantly looking, whether it is money, whether it is relationships, whether it is fame, whatever it is, when you stop seeking it with urgency and with negativity and with oh my god, ye ho jayega, that's when the universe actually wants to give it to you.
Sure.
Because then you have surrendered yourself to the divine timing and the divine presence.
Yeah.
So I was always open to love, but I wasn't sure if I want to get married right away.
Yeah.
But when it was happening, I also allowed myself to surrender to the plan that the universe had in store for me.
Yeah.
You know, when I met Karan, a part of me immediately knew that I will end up with this guy.
Oh.
And I really tried resisting it because I was so afraid of getting my heart broken again, being in a relationship where I'm not happy, even getting married. All of these things were a little scary, honestly.
Yeah.
But you know, when you're meant to be with the person, चाहे आप कुछ भी कर लो,
that's gonna happen.
वो होगा. और वो होता रहा. And the more I would stop it, the more it was going to happen. So I think somewhere I had that. And even Karan tells me that he had that. When he met me,
love at first sight.
No, I was unlike anyone he ever wanted to get married to. He's not on social media. He lives a very, very private life. You know, he's always stayed away from public. You would not see him in any, like, you would not see him in front of the paps or anything. He's just like, he's the last person just what's up. And that's what he ended up getting. So,
what is destined for you?
Yes, it was always going to come to you. Yeah.
Because why I'm asking, because I know many girls I have met who got divorced.
Yeah.
And उसके बाद उनका first response यही होता है कि अब मुझे दोबारा शादी नहीं करना. So they kind of shut themselves.
Yes.
And they're not open to, you know, another relationship or starting again. I feel that is also a thing that really kind of traps them into this unhappiness. And my thought is that they should be open to it.
Yes, you know, you have to be open to what life has to offer to you.
Yeah.
Right? There are two ways. I think when people get divorced, I've seen two types of people. या तो बिल्कुल shut down हो जाते हैं कि मुझे अब ये बिल्कुल ही नहीं चाहिए जिंदगी में. And even if it is happening or someone good comes along the way, वो उसको भी पूरा shut out कर देते हैं. And then I've seen the other kind who are like, okay, now I'm going to find someone. And they go on these series of dates and they go on these crazy adventures, you know, they buy the best car. They are trying to overcompensate in their life as well. And I think ये दोनों तरीके ही गलत होते हैं. You have to first take time to process things yourself.
Indeed.
And the number one thing that I have learned in life is that you really, and this will be the most cliche thing that I'm saying to you, but you really have to learn to love yourself first. When you don't love yourself, you can't expect other people to love you. And you won't even find love if you're not fully in love with yourself. आप अपनी खुशी दूसरों में ढूंढोगे. पहले आपको अपनी खुशी अपने आप में ढूंढनी है. You have just been through a divorce. You know, your life has suddenly taken that turn, which maybe you were not. Nobody gets married to get divorced. Not even a single person gets married to have to get divorced. So now that it has happened with you, take some time to process it. Take some time to find yourself again, to find time to be solitary again. अपनी जिंदगी खुद जीना. And then if love comes your way, open the door. And let love in. Yes.
Very
important.
Said, 100%. Priya, another very unfortunate incident that has happened with you, that you have gone through a miscarriage. I think one of the worst phases a woman can go through.
Agreed.
Because
Yeah.
it takes so much toll on your body, on your mind, on your emotions. How was it? And how did you actually heal yourself through it?
One of the saddest things that can happen to you is for you to see your child passing away, whether the child is born or unborn. I don't wish that on anyone.
Yeah.
And when it happened with me, I think because it was so sudden and I was not expecting it at all,
Yeah.
it did take a toll on me. I'm not going to lie. You know, usually I'm a person who gets through things. Main kar leti hu, I'm strong, I'm this and that. But when that moment comes in your life, and with me, the moment I knew that I have conceived, and I'm sure that's the way probably with all of us women, right? We fall in love with that baby right away.
Course.
And, you know, you start celebrating, you start doing this and that. And I'll tell you, usually I'm that person who sabko nahi batata. This was the only time I told a lot of people when I found out that I was pregnant in my first pregnancy.
Yeah.
And then when we lost the baby, it was really hard on me, but it was harder on my husband, and I've never seen him like that. And seeing him like that also broke a part of me.
Yeah.
And then I did what I always do. I surrendered to the universe's plan. I told Karan, I was like, okay. And anyway, we were not actively trying. It had just happened. That baby had just come to us, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, this baby came to us and this baby went away, right? Now we are not going to put any pressure on ourselves. Agar hota hai to theek hai. Karan nahi hota to bhi theek hai. I'm going to freeze my eggs. We'll do this. We will do that. And I personally think that baby came back to me in the form of Zorawar. I feel the timing wasn't right usse pehle. Wo thoda sa der se hona tha.
Yeah.
So it was tough, but I'm glad that I talked about it, because I hear there are two women that I always hear from, women who are in unhappy marriages and trying to seek divorce, and the other are women who have miscarried. And that's a lot of us.
Yes.
You look around yourself, even in this room, you will find people who have miscarried, you know, because it's like 1 in 5 women or something. लेकिन कोई बात ही नहीं करता कभी. मेरी मम्मी, मासी, चाची, सब लोगों ने मेरी कहानी देख के मुझे मैसेज किया, you know, बेटा हमारे साथ भी हुआ था, और you know, आपसे पहले भी ऐसा हुआ था. And I don't know why nobody talks about it. They just go through it as if it's a normal everyday life thing.
Indeed.
But it is not. It changes something in you.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm so deeply sorry to hear about this. But at the same time, you know, there are so many women who might be going through this. As you said, they reach out to you.
So many.
And it's one of the hardest journey to navigate.
Yeah.
To come out of this phase, because बहुत बारी you start blaming yourself कि मैंने कुछ गलत किया
and your
होगा.
body, you start. Yes, that was my first reaction, Priyanka. I thought मैंने कुछ ऐसा किया that I wasn't able to carry this baby full term. That's the first thing you do, is you blame yourself. Yes.
So what would you say to these women who are navigating this journey right now and they're going through this hardest part of their lives?
Yeah.
How should they be dealing with this?
I think the number one thing to understand is that miscarriage is not your fault.
Yeah.
No mother will ever miscarry thinking, oh my, unless you are aborting a child, that's different. But when it comes to your miscarriages, it is never your fault. It is not even your body's fault.
No.
It is always something that did not go right during that pregnancy, or that wasn't meant to be. So I think trusting the process is very important.
Yeah.
I conceived very quickly after my miscarriage, again unplanned. But I also know women who take their own sweet time. People in my family, you know, who have miscarried and then given themselves a few years to heal emotionally from things. And your uterus needs to heal as well. So when I actually found out that I was pregnant with Zorawar, I don't think I've ever spoken about this, but I actually cried. Because I thought I won't be able to carry this baby full term, because it happened too quickly. And I thought my uterus hasn't healed.
Yeah.
And my first reaction was not celebration. My first reaction was I was depressed. I went to Karan, and Karan was like, what?
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, what will I do now?
Yeah.
I think I will miscarry again. It was fear. My first reaction of knowing that I was pregnant with Zorawar was fear.
Yeah.
Then I went to my doctor, and my doctor said, okay, listen, everything looks good. You know, he did an ultrasound and everything looks good. Just let me help you navigate this journey.
True.
And then slowly, as time went past, it was a very happy pregnancy for me. I traveled, I did things. लेकिन वो fear कहीं ना कहीं मेरे ज़हन में हमेशा रहा था कि will I be able to carry this baby full term?
Yeah.
And that fear stayed until he was delivered and put on my chest. I was like, okay, he's
best
here now.
feeling ever.
Even during delivery, you know, he had fetal tachycardia, so his heart rate went up to 220. They had to wheel me in for an emergency emergency C-section. Even when all of that was happening, they were putting me in the wheelchair. I was getting out of the pool because I was trying a water birth. Even when all that was happening, I was like, oh my God, I can't afford to lose this baby.
That was the constant
Not
thought
now,
on your mind.
not now.
I'm sure, yeah.
Not after all this.
I'm
yes.
sure.
But I think one of the biggest messages that I will give to women is to not blame themselves, because that's the first thing that we tend to do.
True.
And then have trust in the process and have trust in that divine timing.
Yeah.
You know, मेरे Instagram पे लिखा है सब्र शुक्र तवक्कुल. सब्र का मतलब हम जानते हैं पेशेंस होता है, शुक्र का मतलब हम जानते हैं ग्रैटिट्यूड होता है,
Yes.
तवक्कुल का मतलब बहुत सारे लोग नहीं जानते. It means divine timing.
Yeah.
You know, believing in that timing, जो आपके लिए भगवान ने लिखा है, जिस समय पे लिखा है और जिस तरीके से लिखा है, थोड़ा सा उस पर ट्रस्ट करेंगे तो वो अपने आप होने लगेगा. It's so important.
It is very important to have that kind of faith in yourself.
Yes.
And in the power, you know.
And I learned that very late in life. I was always that person who tried to control things, who tried to plan things. मैं यहाँ पे ऐसे करूँगी, फिर ये होगा, फिर ऐसे होगा, फिर मैं ऐसे कर लूँगी.
Yeah.
But my life has taught me कि जिंदगी ऐसे नहीं चलती. There is a force, there is a supreme power that also has a plan. They also have a script that they are writing.
Yes.
And it is bigger and better than the scripts that you are writing for yourself.
Yeah.
So I think थोड़ा वो surrender जो मैंने सीखा है पिछले कुछ सालों में, and to surrender with grace.
Yeah.
I never even once blamed God for my miscarriage. I blamed myself. I blamed my body. वो moments आए थे, but I never blamed God. I felt that there must be a reason behind all this. Yeah. I'm learning something.
Yeah.
My husband learned that he really wanted to be a dad when we lost that baby.
Yeah.
Because initially when we found out that I was pregnant, I was like, oh my God, कैसे करूँगा मैं? I wasn't even prepared. Oh, I'm a dad now. This, that. But the day we lost the baby, Karan came to me, he was bawling his eyes out and he was like, you know, I really wanted to become a dad.
Yeah.
So that loss taught him something.
Yeah.
I though always knew I wanted to be a mom, right? But that loss really taught us something. It taught me how to gracefully let go as well. Yeah, it did.
And now you're blessed with this beautiful boy,
Yes.
Zoravar.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much. He's amazing. He's very Zoravar. When you meet him, you'll be like, इस बच्चे का नाम Zoravar ही होना चाहिए.
So
he
sweet.
has that, you know, that aura, and he's a strong personality. And he has all this. I'm still learning his personality and learning more about him every day. But he's a sweet, nice child. And my number one thing with my child is that I want him to grow up to be a good human being.
Absolutely.
Rather than focusing on what will he become, I want to focus on who he will become.
True.
And if he becomes a good, passionate, kind, intelligent man, then I think बाकी सब कुछ अपने आप navigate हो जाएगा. Yeah.
With that, you're not just contributing to your family, but you're contributing to the entire society.
Yes, you are. Yes.
Those are the important traits to have in your child.
Indeed.
Is he 1 year old yet? Or
Yes, he's 13 months now as we speak.
Walking already.
Yes, walking already, falling everywhere. He walks like a drunk man. We have to run after him. गिर जाएगा, बहुत गिरता भी है.
Now he must be too excited to explore.
He's very excited and he's always exploring the house. And he does that spider wala crawl as well, Abibi. You know, एक पैर उठा के he crawls around the house. So it's really cute. But I also, you know, let him fall a little bit. I think that's also something I'm learning. Initially, जैसे वो गिरने लगता था, के पीछे से पकड़ लेती थी. But now when I see if it's carpeted, if there's a mat, if there's nothing, no objects around him, I'm like, okay, let him stumble. And he stumbles, he looks at me, and if I'm not giving, ऐसे करके, he gets up. And he's learning a life lesson.
It's very psychological.
Yes, it is.
From a very young age.
It is, yes. Even when you take them out. Like, you know, I take him to his gymnastics class. And वहाँ पे everything is padded. Pura area is padded. But they also allow the children to tumble, and they allow the children to fall. And they also want the child to get up on their own. So I think those life skills are building. Slowly, but they're building.
He'll get there. Now the most beautiful and most active phase is starting. So be prepared.
The twos now, I've heard so much about them. Yeah.
Not just twos, once they start talking.
Yeah, I'm waiting for that. Yeah. My son says the word cat. तो हम you know हर बच्चे का एक first word होता है और हम सोचते हैं क्या होगा जोरावर का first word. And people were like, oh, you're a poet. उसका first word कितना poetic होगा. It's cat.
Do you have a cat at home?
We have a cat at home.
Makes sense.
And everyone to him is a cat. You know, he looks at me, he's like, cat. Doesn't say mama.
It's like everything is mama.
Yes, not yet. अभी mama नहीं आई है उसके vocabulary में. Everything is a cat, dad, light, tire. He says all of these words yet. Yeah.
I was watching one of your interviews and you use this very beautiful term, Rainbow baby.
Yes.
So what is that? Please tell me more about this.
So a rainbow baby, I learnt about it later on in life as well. A rainbow baby comes into your life when you have gone through a tough time.
Okay.
When you have lost one baby.
Yeah.
And you conceive again. That baby is called a rainbow baby. Because jaise barish ke baad you see the rainbow.
Yeah.
In the same way that baby becomes a rainbow into your life.
How sweet.
So my son is a rainbow baby. And it is so beautiful, you know, to see that and to have that experience also in your life, that after loss, some good things will always come.
Yes.
Not just in babies, even in life. When you go through tough times, you always know that after rain, after thunder, after lightning, there will be a rainbow in your sky. And especially women who are trying to conceive, and, you know, women who have gone through miscarriages, infertility, or any kind of issues. I think that rainbow is going to come into your sky. Having faith in that, in whatever form it may come, baby or no baby, but there will be a rainbow in your sky again.
So sweet. How lovely. So beautiful to hear this.
Thank you.
But how's your journey been as a mother? Because that changes us completely.
It does, doesn't it? Yes.
Yeah. So how has motherhood changed you as a person?
I think motherhood has made me more patient in life. You know, I'm much more patient and a much calmer person now.
Yeah.
You know, even if I'm getting angry on anything else, the moment I see my son, I don't want to be angry at all. I don't want him to ever hear me not in a calm tone or any of flustered, stressed. Even when I'm unwell, in front of him, I'm still well. So motherhood has made me a better person.
True.
And I'm in the right relationship because I'm becoming a better version of myself. So I think motherhood teaches you that.
So much.
And it changes your DNA to a large degree.
Yes.
Once you're a parent, it's a forever thing. There is no getting out of that. है ना? तो motherhood आपको ये सारी चीजें सिखाती है. It makes you a calmer person, a better person. It makes you the kind of person you want your children to see.
Yeah.
And you also make sure that you don't become who you don't want them to see.
Yes.
तो बहुत सारी ऐसी चीजें होती हैं जिनको आप पीछे छोड़ देते हैं अपनी जिंदगी में.
बिल्कुल.
And for me, you know, that thing has been, you know, I want to be a less angry person.
हाँ.
I'm usually not an angry person.
Yeah.
But even जो थोड़ा बहुत हो जाता है कभी-कभी, I want that also to go completely. Because I want Zorawar to have that calm, peaceful upbringing.
True.
And मेरा, it's not even anger, मेरा it's stress. You know, I get stressed very easily. And
also because you have such a busy life.
I have such a busy life and it's easy for me to get flustered.
Yeah.
But when I'm around my son, I've become so aware that the moment I'm getting stressed, even if we are running late for something or something has happened which is not as per my plan, I have learned to be okay with it.
Yeah.
और ये last एक साल में मैंने खुद में notice किया है कि no one even has to tell me कि Priya, it's okay, कोई बात नहीं, let's do this. I tell myself that.
True.
So motherhood
You know
has
your
really,
priorities then.
I do. So motherhood has changed in the way my energy around my child works.
Yeah.
And वो चीज़ अब बाकी सबके साथ भी हो रही है. Even if I'm running 10 minutes late, it's fine. I've started giving myself that grace. मैं पहले बहुत ज़्यादा flustered हो जाती थी.
Yeah.
But with children, I have learned कि कभी कोई चीज़ plan से नहीं चलेगी.
It's so amazing. In fact, I was just reading about it somewhere कि आपके हार्मोन्स इस तरीके से चेंज होते हैं that you become very receptive
Yes.
of the smallest needs of your children.
Yes.
And that is the reason in a room full of people, if your child is crying somewhere else,
you will know it.
You're the only person who can hear him.
Yes.
और किसी को आवाज ही नहीं आएगी.
Absolutely. And you know, I have also become receptive of other people's, other mothers.
Yeah.
Motherhood has made me so much more empathetic.
True.
I now feel that there is some invisible thread which connects me to all the mothers.
Yes.
The moment I get to know that another person is a mother,
हाँ.
चाहे कोई भी एज का हो, मुझे एक अपने आप एक बॉन्डिंग फील होती है उनके साथ. Because now I know what they have also gone through or what they are going through.
True.
I was at the airport just on my way to Delhi, and I met a woman in the washroom, and she was juggling with 2 kids.
Yeah.
And I immediately wanted to go help her, and she was like, "Oh no, that's fine." I was like, "No, let me help you. Why don't you use the washroom? I'll look." She had a 2-year-old. I was like, "I'll look after this." There was a 2-year-old and a 5-year-old, so both very young kids. Then the same people got on our flight, and the mother went to the restroom, and the 2-year-old would not stop crying. Out of everyone in the flight, I was the one who was like, okay, let me go and get to the baby.
Yeah.
Because it connects you. True. You can't see other people's children suffering as well. You just can't.
True.
So motherhood makes you more empathetic as a mother.
Totally.
Yeah.
Undoubtedly.
Yeah. Undoubtedly.
That happens.
Children become children in front of you. Before you have children, हाँ बच्चे सबको अच्छे लगते हैं, you'll be there, but once you become a mother, every child is your child.
Yes.
Every
Yes.
child becomes your child.
You just become so compassionate towards
You do.
each and every child, right?
Yes.
Just so
yes.
beautiful.
I have become even more compassionate towards slightly older people. Like even people who are like 20, 21. I started treating them like
As
children.
little kids,
And
yeah.
people are like, why are you being my mom? I'm like, okay, eat.
I can so relate with it. But before you became a mother,
Yeah.
did you think of any parenting style कि मुझे ऐसे अपने बच्चे को raise करना है?
Yes.
And these are the things I really want to do, and these are the things I just don't want to do.
I always, as I said, used to think I'm going to be a very strict parent.
Huh.
So that has changed. I have learned that I need to let my child be who they want to be.
True.
But at the same time, have some sort of a, not a structure, but the children should know their core values,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
I mean, मेरे को शैतान बच्चा चलेगा लेकिन बदतमीज बच्चा नहीं चलेगा राइट तो शैतान और बदतमीज के बीच में एक थिन लाइन होती है जो मैं नहीं चाहूंगी कि मेरे बच्चे क्रॉस करें सो आई ऑल्सो यूज्ड टू थिंक आई एम गोना बी अ वेरी हेलीकॉप्टर मॉम लाइक यू नो ऑलवेज कि ये करो बट नाउ दैट आई हैव हैड Zoravar, I have realized that I'm not and I don't want to be.
That's good.
Right? I want to encourage him. I want him to pursue his passion. I also want him to find his passion. But I'm also okay if he's not able to find it for a few years. So I've learned that I don't want to be pushy, but I want to be encouraging.
Yeah.
And I want to open all avenues for him.
True.
But one thing I know for a fact is that I'm going to be a very present and a very dedicated mom. If I notice that my child has an affinity, let's say, towards sports, I know I will pursue it wholeheartedly. I will try to get the best coaches, do the best things for the child. I think wo mere andar hai. If I see that he's more into music, I think I will try and make sure that he has everything he needs to excel in that field. So wo mere andar hai. I do want him to be able to find that one thing. I think hum sabki zindagi mein koi ek aisi cheez hoti hai. And if your parents are able to hone in on that in childhood, then it helps you as an adult.
Yes.
Without putting too much pressure on yourself.
Absolutely.
So those are the things that I'm now realizing. And I'm trying to help him explore his passion. You know, he loves playing with balls, like football, or this and that. So मैंने घर पे एक छोटा सा एक basketball का वो कर दिया है. But I still take him for a music वाला thing. So he's just 1 year old.
He still needs to explore everything.
Yes, he's so young. He's so young. But जहाँ मुझे दिखता है कि उसे ये पसंद है, I do try and, you know, let him have whatever he wants to have for it. Yeah. Yeah. So that's there.
So important.
I don't want him to grow up into being an entitled and a complacent individual. That's the only thing I would have a problem with. You know, I did not grow up in a very privileged household. So we always knew the value of money. We knew the value of hard work. मैं ये जानती थी कि अगर मैं मेहनत नहीं करूँगी तो मेरा कुछ नहीं होगा. I know my child will not face those struggles. You know, I know money will not be an issue. But I also don't want him to think, अरे मम्मी संभाल लेंगे.
It's flowing in.
अरे पापा देख लेंगे. वो entitlement नहीं चाहिए.
And it happens.
I'm sure
because they
it
don't
happens.
know. They don't know.
They haven't
So we have to make them aware.
Yes.
It happens a lot with my kids.
Yes,
because
I can
they're
imagine.
endless demands.
Yes.
And the moment I tell them, I'm like, I sometimes just say, I can't afford it. Even if I can, I just say, I can't afford it.
That is so smart.
And then they look at me like, what are you talking about? They don't get the concept.
Yes, yes.
And sometimes I would just simply say, ki, your monthly budget is exhausted. So no more stationery or no more toys for this month.
That's amazing.
So you have to wait till next month.
That's amazing.
And then they would just go and get their piggy banks. Like, Mama, isme se le lo.
Yeah. And they need
So
to have those
sweet.
attitudes towards money, towards privilege. And I think that's really important for kids to understand what they want and what they need.
Yeah.
Right? And it is okay sometimes to give them what they want.
True.
But if you continue doing that,
Absolutely.
then that line between want and need is going to be so blurred that your children will grow up entitled. And I think that's a very important thing for us to be mindful as
and
parents.
we grew up like that.
Yes.
We valued each and every little thing.
Yes.
I remember crayons ka ek packet milna used to be such a big thing.
Yes.
And now you open our kids' drawers, it's full of crayons.
Yes, yes.
अब पुराने crayons टूटते भी नहीं है, नए आ जाते हैं.
And I think somewhere, you know, हम लोग नहीं चाहते कि जो difficulties हमने face की थी, हमारे बच्चे वही difficulties face करें. And I understand that. But I also think उनको वो सहूलियत देते हुए we have to also be mindful कि ऐसा ना हो कि कभी कोई difficulties face ही ना करें. उन्हें भी अलग तरह की difficulties face करना आना चाहिए. They need to learn that some things are a no. Not everything is a yes.
And somehow without this thought also, mindlessly, we just end up giving too much because there's just so much available.
Yes. You know, हमारे घर में हम लोग का birthday पे we always used to get a new dress. And I always used to look forward to my birthday because I knew that would be the most grand dress. Throughout the year, my mom will buy basic clothes for me. Lekin birthday pe I will get the best frock.
True.
So when I had Zorawar, even before Zorawar was born, I spent so much money buying clothes for him. And Karan was like, this is a newborn child. I'm buying kimonos. I'm buying Marks and Spencer के the best of rompers. You know, एक दिन में खराब हुए हैं वो बच्चे ने पहने.
So many of them they don't even wear.
He didn't even get a chance to wear some of the things. I had ordered like Japanese. I didn't know what I was having, a boy or a girl. So I got a lot of unisex clothing as well. But I realized that the reason I was overcompensating on clothes is because as a child, I used to think कि कब मेरा birthday आएगा और कब मुझे best dress मिलेगी. So I've realized those things about myself and I'm trying to hold back. I'm trying to not be a maximalist with him. And I've also learned that kids grow up to be better individuals when they have lesser toys. And lesser things. If you give them 100 toys, they won't know which one to play with. But if you give them 5 toys every week and you rotate the toys, that's when their minds actually become sharper.
True.
So I'm trying to be
those things.
I'm trying to be that parent. मैं ले आती हूँ 100, but I'm trying to be really mindful of my consumption.
But with the second one, you learn your lessons.
Yes.
And you will consume very less.
Yes.
And the second one will end up using most of it from the older one.
From the older one. Yes.
So now I have a boy and my older one is a girl, right?
Yes.
So many times poor boy is wearing pink shoes and pink socks. I'm like, घर में पहनने पहनो.
Yeah, exactly. No,
he
I can
doesn't even
understand
complain.
that.
He's happy.
That's sweet.
So
that's very
that's
sweet.
Really sweet. Yeah.
How do you deal with tantrums of children at this age? Because I know at this age, they're all capable of fully throwing a tantrum.
Yes,
What's your journey been like in that?
And they start blackmailing you. They start really manipulating you, negotiate things with you. It sometimes is very tough, especially when they're two, they're together. And they start doing things like a team, then it becomes very challenging.
How do you and Suresh manage that?
It's sometimes very tough, but in fact, I have had this session with many experts because I don't want to be rude, I don't want to be harsh, but then how to set the boundaries. So we just make a checklist of things.
Okay.
And from Monday to Friday, if you fulfill all those checklists, like doing all your classes, going to school, eating healthy meal, no junk, no extra sugar. And once they have completed that checklist, then Saturday they'll get something little, like maybe some junk food.
Like a treat.
Like a treat. Yeah. So that's what I try following with them. And so far it's working. Sometimes it's tough and challenging. And that is when I think it becomes very important कि उनको हर चीज़ बहुत easily available नहीं है.
Yeah. And this what you do also, I'm sure you sometimes think, oh, I'm doing reward-based parenting. So sometimes that can also start affecting us, right? Like my sister's children came.
Yeah.
And my main thing with them was that you have to wake up every morning.
Yeah.
Brush your teeth because that was a task apparently. I asked my sister, I said, ये भी बच्चों के लिए काम होता है. She's like, yeah, they don't want to brush. Okay.
They don't.
So they had to brush their teeth and they had to read a chapter of a book every day. Any storybook. And I have a lot of books in my house. I was like, you read a story and you come to me and you tell me the moral of the story. And have your breakfast.
Yeah.
ये बहुत basic चीजें हैं. इसके लिए हमें उनके लिए reward chart बनाना पड़ा था बच्चों के लिए. And I made the reward chart and that one week went beautifully. My sister was like, मेरे साथ तो ये कभी ऐसे नहीं करते. मेरे साथ तो ये कभी. But then I also realized the pitfalls of it, right? Because then they were doing everything to get a reward.
True.
And if we took the rewards away, if we took that star chart away, they didn't want to do the basics.
No.
So I think with every approach, there are these pitfalls. And
I know. It's
so
very
many,
challenging.
It's so challenging that sometimes I think when Zorawar grows up, how will I navigate these things? I'm sure I will also learn and find a way that works for my children. And take it forward from there. But it is so tough being a parent. It's a full-time job.
It is. And so many times you just constantly question yourself.
Yes.
मैंने कुछ गलत किया है. Could I have done it differently?
Yeah.
I go through it so many times.
I'm sure.
And now that they're 5 and 9, I feel like, can I start all over again? Yes. I would have done this differently or that differently. Right, you know? Right. So that also happens.
Yeah, I'm sure. What's that number one thing that you wish you had done differently? I'm asking this so I can learn from you.
Not exposing them to junk food and screen at all.
Okay.
though it's very minimal right now.
At what age did you expose them to these two things?
So Gracia was much earlier because that time there was not so much awareness. So it was very easy. Like while we were traveling, they're playing games. So she started watching maybe bits of it when she was just one, Cocomelon and all. But with Rio, he did not touch any screen till 4 years of age. He was
That's
very
impressive.
sporty.
Right.
But then when he started understanding, he was
Yeah.
like, oh, my sister is watching this or my cousin is watching this. So I also want to test and check ki ye kya hai.
Right. Right.
So
I
that-
have kept my son screen free so far.
Yeah.
We don't even watch TV in front of him. For TV
Good.
watching, we have a separate room, which is the TV room.
Yeah.
And there are no TVs in my living room. There are no TVs in the bedroom.
Yeah.
There is only TV in the TV room.
Yeah.
So that's one thing. And I've stayed away from him watching anything during meals.
Yes.
Because I
Very
realize
important.
that kids mindlessly eat food
Yeah.
when they're watching
Yeah.
something. And I've developed a love for reading in him.
Yeah.
And I started that on day 1.
Yeah.
When he was in the hospital.
So
On the
sweet.
second day, I
Very-
was showing
very
him
nice thing.
flashcards. So
Ah.
now there are so many books in the house, and we have kept books in a very low-lying bookcases.
Yeah.
So when he wants entertainment, he actually goes, he crawls or walks,
Yeah.
his dobbly walk,
Yeah.
and he goes and he picks up a book.
Amazing.
And my husband sometimes tells me that that's one of the best things that he has picked up in the
Yeah.
first year of his
Yeah.
life. That love for books. I hope it stays, Priyanka. You know, I can't
will.
be sure if it will.
will.
But so far, I can see his fascination with books and all kinds of books. I also introduced books to him which were meant for 3-year-old kids
The best
or
thing to
5-year-old
do.
kids.
Best things to
and
do.
it has helped him so far.
Yeah.
But junk food is another thing that I want to be very mindful of.
Very mindful.
No
In
processed
fact,
food.
I was watching this video from Sister Shivani.
Yeah.
Where she said कि बच्चों को आप मत पूछिए कि क्या खाना है. And I made that mistake. Most of us have made this mistake. Lunch में क्या खाओगे, dinner में क्या
Yeah.
खाओगे. We should not have developed that culture.
Yeah, yeah. Can I tell you something here? So my sister's children came from the US and
Yeah.
they were living with me at that time in Mumbai. And every morning my mom and my sister would
Yeah.
ask him, "Kya khana hai?" And they'd be like, "Aaj hame kuch nahi khana."
Huh.
And then they'll be like, "Oh, batao na kya khana hai?" All 3 kids will give them 3 different things.
Yes.
Okay. The cook will make those different. Sometimes my mother would be like, "Main banati hu."
Huh.
You know, she would do that. There would be 3 different breakfasts laid for the kids.
Yeah.
The kids won't even eat it.
No.
And that's one thing I noticed at
Yes.
that time. And I told my mom, I said, don't ask them, kya khaoge?
True.
It's such an open-ended question.
Indeed.
You make the
And then
food.
you'll never get healthy options.
Yes, you make the food. I said, first, they need to eat an
True.
egg every day. I
True.
said, you make the egg. You say, okay, your breakfast is on the table.
Huh.
It's as simple as that. But I learned only all this when the children were actually living with me.
Yes.
And I was seeing all that happen in front of me. And the moment they started doing that for the next few days, बच्चों ने खाया. कम खाया,
healthy
ज़्यादा
चीज़ें
खाया.
खाया.
हाँ, because वही option था घर में. I also learned from someone who's also a parent is always give children 2 options.
Huh.
Because that makes the children feel
Yes.
कि उनको choice भी मिल रही है, but you're actually making them choose between 2 good things.
True.
Right? So you wake up and you ask the child, okay, आप अभी अंडा खाओगे या आप name another healthy breakfast for me?
Avocado toast.
या आप एवोकाडो टोस्ट खाओगे या अंडा खाओगे?
Yeah.
तो बच्चों को भी लगा कि हाँ मम्मा ने मुझे ऑप्शन दी है लेकिन
Yeah.
आपने दोनों ऑप्शंस हेल्दी दिए हैं.
Yes.
So that I have learned is a very balanced way of doing it.
Absolutely.
So I hope I'm able to emulate all this that I'm saying with my son.
Oh, I'm sure you
Only
will.
time will tell.
You
We will do this podcast again in 5 years and I'll tell you how it's going.
When you have the second one, hopefully.
When I hopefully have the second one as
But
well.
setting the right boundaries and right behavior and right parenting style with the first one,
Yes.
then it's very easy to reflect the same on the second one.
Right.
you know,
Okay.
implement
That's
the
one
same.
thing that
Yeah.
I'm taking from
It
you.
cannot be different because
Right.
with first one, if you realize, oh, this is one thing I haven't done rightly, I want to do it differently, then it becomes very difficult to implement that on the second
with the second
child.
one. Yeah.
Because they see and
they learn from each other as well, right?
True.
Interesting. I'll do
Yeah.
that.
So, Priya, if I talk about your postpartum journey, how hard was it? How difficult was it? Is there anything that still bothers you and you think you could have done differently?
My postpartum journey was actually not too bad. I think one thing I was very particular about in my home and with the extended family is that please listen to me.
Yeah.
If I'm telling you something, please understand where I'm coming from, right? I made sure that my mother and my mother-in-law don't put any dietary restrictions on me.
Yeah.
Because I think that's the number one thing that actually causes a lot of postpartum depression, because you're suddenly not allowed to eat things that you normally would. Arey, dahi mat khao, doodh phata hua aayega. I've heard like the worst things from people,
so
right?
many of those.
My neighbor came up to me. She was like, "Kaano mein ruhi dal lo beta, nahi to radiation aa jayegi." She called me and I answered the phone. She's like, "Tu kyun utha rahi hai phone?" Main kaha, "Aapne kiya hai phone?" And she's like, "Nahi, radiation aa jayegi, tumhare kaano mein to ruhi honi chahiye." I'm like, "What? Why?"
Yeah.
So that's one thing I was very particular about, that I don't want other people to tell me what to do.
Yes.
You can advise me. You can tell me what you did or what helped you.
Yeah.
But the ultimate decision should lie in my own hands. And I think that's a very important thing for all mums to do.
Yes.
Because you have just delivered a baby. Your body, your mind, your heart, everything is messy. You suddenly have this little baby that you're solely responsible for. So don't let other people put you into extreme restrictions.
Yes.
Whether they're dietary restrictions, whether they're physical restrictions, कि आप नहा नहीं सकते, आप ये नहीं कर सकते, आप वो नहीं कर सकते. I did not follow the 40-day rule after giving birth.
Yeah.
You know how they say for 40 days you're not supposed to go out and you're supposed to rest. And then I looked up into this a lot more कि 40 days का rule कहाँ से आया है जो ये हर culture में बोला जाता है. On the internet, I found that ये 40 days का rule आया था because women after giving birth used to bleed after birth.
Yes.
And people did not want bleeding women to be in the kitchen.
हाँ.
ये rule actually वहाँ से आया था.
Yes.
तो ये एक restrictive sense से आया था कि अच्छा इसने baby किया है, अब इसका blood आ रहा है, तो अब इसको kitchen में मत आने दो.
Yeah.
Over the years, हमने उसको एक rest period बना दिया, which is great. Yes, mothers after delivery need to rest and recover.
Yes.
But it stems from trying to control the mother to not enter the kitchen. तो उनको actually आप break नहीं दे रहे हो. आप सिर्फ एक bleeding औरत को अंदर नहीं आने देना चाहते हो. So you're actually being restrictive. That's where it started, apparently, from what I read. And it made complete sense to me because people around me really tried. ये करो, ये मत करो, ऐसे मत खाओ, मत खाओ. And I was like, okay, thanks. I'm going to do what I want. And another thing I was very clear about in my postpartum is that when I want to start work on my own terms.
True.
Within the first week of delivery, Karan took me out to have a coffee.
Yes.
And it was the most beautiful date we've ever had.
Yeah.
Baby को दूध पिलाया, baby 2-3 घंटे सोता ही था at a stretch, baby सो रहा है. There was a beautiful cafe near our house. Karan was like, let's go.
Yeah.
And I felt so good. You know,
Makes you feel very happy.
Yes, it made me feel like myself again.
Yeah.
On the 21st day after giving birth to Zorawar, I went and I performed a poem. And it was only 20 minutes from my house.
Yeah.
It was Social Nation. There was a gig. And I was doing a 15-20 minute act.
Yes.
And I went there and I even told on stage that this is my first time performing after the birth of my son. And people had mixed reviews online about it. When those stories went out, some people were like, oh my God, this is so inspiring that you're already back to work and you're doing what you're doing. Other people were like, aap bahar kyun ho? A few men had messaged me. Even men I know. Shouldn't you be with your child right now?
Yeah.
I'm like, shouldn't you shut up right now? A, you don't have a child.
Yeah.
B, you don't have ovaries. C, you should not be telling what other women should be doing.
True.
So I think मेरे postpartum की journey easy सिर्फ इसलिए रही थी क्योंकि वो मेरे हिसाब से रही थी.
Yeah.
I think अगर मैं किसी और के हिसाब से वो चीज़ें कर रही होती तो मेरी postpartum journey बहुत difficult होती.
Yeah.
I've had a little bit of postpartum, I would not even call it postpartum rage, but I've been very, very protective of Zorawar. Like अगर वो रात को भी करता है वो हल्का से I wake up.
Yeah.
Right? And when other people are trying to help me, like my mother, my nanny, Karan, I'm like, no, let me help. Let me do this.
Yes.
So I've noticed that about me, and that hasn't changed yet.
Yeah.
It's only when I'm traveling that I'm not with him. When I'm at home, I'm with him like a hawk.
Naturally.
किसी उल्टी भी कर देता है तो the first thing is I Google child vomited yellow color vomit. You know? So I am that person.
Yeah.
And I immediately get in touch with doctors. I immediately try to solve issues. So वो सब है. But postpartum depression, thankfully, I have navigated that really well.
Yeah.
Of course, I had my moments. You know, there are moments when you're like, oh my God, my life has changed.
True.
Will I be able to do this or not? But thankfully, I've been able to do everything that I did.
Yeah.
And I have worked a lot in the last 1 year.
Yeah. You've been seeing that.
Yes. And it has been lovely work.
Yes.
You know, and I've also had the most beautiful year with Zorawar growing up. I've been there for all his milestones.
So sweet.
But I think in saying that, it is not that way with everyone.
No.
My sister has had massive postpartum depression in all 3 deliveries. She has had a lot of postpartum rage as well. Also, when you are living abroad, you don't have a lot of support system around you. I think that was different with me.
Yeah.
So I come from a place privileged when I say it's been easy because I've had very good support from family. I've got very good support from my staff.
Yeah.
And most importantly, I've got very good support from my husband.
True.
You know,
Most important.
he was not like, nahi, nahi, mat ja, kaise ja sakti hai, bachche ko chhod ke.
Yeah.
He was like, yeah, I'm here, go.
Yeah.
The breast milk is pumped, it's right there. If he wakes up, we will feed him. Go do your thing and come back.
So important to have a supportive partner. In fact, I had the same thing.
Yeah.
कि मुझे घर में नहीं बैठना है.
Yeah.
Restricted diet नहीं चाहिए. So many things I would rebel about, you know, with my mom. So, but over the period of time, I have digged deeper into it, and there's a whole science behind it, and there are 2 sides of it.
Sure.
Your mental health and your physical health. Now, physical health की अगर हम बात करते हैं, your organs and all, everything has shifted.
Yes.
And everything needs to come back to the place,
Yes.
right? So your body is going through so much. In fact, I had an Ayurveda expert on the show and we talked in details about this. For you to feel happy is the most important thing. And for that, you have to be active in your social circle or at least see people who make you happy. You have to have more supportive family. Those things are very, very important. Take some time off, take some break, you know, from usual routine. But when it comes to your physical health, उस चक्कर में बहुत सारी चीजें हम अपनी फिजिकल हेल्थ के रिगार्ड में इग्नोर कर देते हैं, लाइक लूजिंग वेट. A lot of women tend to do that कि बहुत जल्दी weight lose करना है.
Yes, that's one thing. I never put pressure on myself to lose weight. I still give myself time.
Yes.
My baby's a year old. I'm in no rush to lose weight. I'm working out.
Important.
But I'm working out to get fit, not to be thinner.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I also learned things like my mother used to tell me कि head cover करके रखो. So I would be like नहीं करना है, क्यों करना है? But now I have learned कि your brain has shrunk. Your brain is very tender after you have given birth. So your brain needs to be protected. So these are all the philosophies of Ayurveda, which I have learned and read about.
Right.
So there are few things which I have not done properly, but I think I would suggest each and every woman who has just given birth, please understand your body properly and please understand from your doctor and from your experts कि कोई भी चीज़ या advice आपको अगर दी जा रही है, could there be something more behind that?
Rather than just random things being thrown at you. I understand.
It's a
I
very
think
important
one advice that I really followed after postpartum was not to eat out. And I was told that by my doctor, who I trust, have a lot of trust in.
Yes.
And he said, and I told him, I said, you know, मैं घर पे किसी को नहीं restrictive diet नहीं रखने दूंगी. He said, of course, Priya, जो खाना है खाओ, बस बाहर का मत खाना. For as long as you can avoid it.
True.
And I really followed that. And it helped me with boosting my milk production. It helped me feel better.
Yeah.
And it was just one thing that I kept in mind. That day as well, when we went out for coffee, I was very mindful of that coffee consumption because I knew कि मैं बाहर हूँ. Karan was like, you want to have this with coffee, that with coffee? I was like, no, I don't.
True.
And that's one thing that really helped me. And that's one thing throughout in this 1 year of postpartum that I have been very mindful of.
Very, very
is to
important.
avoid outside food. And even if I'm eating outside, eating the right things and not indulging in a lot of junk.
Absolutely.
Once in a while is okay. But I have also learned to embrace my new body.
Yes.
I don't want to go back into the same exact body shape that I was in before I had a baby.
No.
I want to embrace my new body and move forward with this. I'm
Totally.
aging, you know, my body is changing. I'm aging gracefully.
Yeah.
Or जो pressure होता है to lose weight, that pressure has never been on my mind.
That's
Even
so
when people ask me, they're like, oh, so are you doing this?
Yeah.
I'm like, no, I'm just trying to live fit. I work out every alternate day. I eat right.
Yeah.
That's all my body needs. My body needs grace. My body needs nourishment. I'm still breastfeeding my baby. So
sweet.
you know, so I'm doing everything I can because I also went through a phase, Priyanka, and I really want to talk about it. I have never said thank you to my body until I had my baby. I have used and abused my body so much as well. You know, I've gone through unhealthy phases. I've eaten junk. I've done this. I've done that.
Yeah.
Sleep puri nahi ho rahi hai. Ye ho raha hai, wo ho raha hai. After I delivered my baby, first after when I lost the first baby and then when I had Zorawar, I have had so much gratitude for my body.
True.
for what it has done for me and how it has never given up on me. I have given up on my body at times, but my body has never given up on me. And I have been so grateful and so thankful. And my entire psychology towards my body has shifted. It has changed. I think I'm in gratitude for my body every day, for being up and running, for letting me do what I do. Even if I'm taking a few steps, holding my baby, jumping with my baby, it is my body that I have to be thankful for. So जो भी मैं workouts भी कर रही हूँ, जो diet भी ले रही हूँ, वो सिर्फ इसीलिए कर रही हूँ because I want to give back to my body what it has given to me. It has given me a beautiful child. And I want to nourish it and I want to treat it right.
So
it's
beautifully
not
said.
about thinning. It's not about shrinking. It's none of that. It's about embracing this new body, you know, everything in my body and taking it forward from there.
I'm so glad that you mentioned it. It's such an important thing to acknowledge.
Yes.
So, Priya, it's been such a beautiful conversation. And before we wrap this up, I just have one last question for you. And I really want to know, if motherhood was a poem, what would be the opening line for you?
If motherhood was a poem, what would be the opening line for me? The most wonderful, joyous, magical ride that I have ever been on. And it has come with the most unexpected surprises and twists and turns that I never even knew existed. It would be something on those lines. Because you know, before you become a parent, you think you know what parenthood is. And then you become a parent. And you are like, oh, this is different.
This is very different.
And I feel this about everything in life. जब तक आपने उस चीज को experience नहीं किया है अपने आप, तब तक आप बैठ के उस चीज के बारे में कुछ भी डिस्कशन नहीं कर सकते. चाहे वो डिवोर्स हो, चाहे वो losing a parent हो, चाहे वो losing a child हो, चाहे वो marriage हो, चाहे वो child birth हो, जब तक आपके साथ ये monumental चीजें नहीं हो जाती, it is very easy to pass an opinion or pass a judgment on these things. लेकिन जब आप इन चीज़ों से गुजरोगे अपनी ज़िंदगी में, तब आप समझोगे कि जिसके साथ हो रहा होता है उसको कैसा फील होता है. You know, there's this saying called only the wearer knows where the shoe really pinches. जिसने जूता पहना है वही जानता है कि वो जूता कहाँ काटता है. तो जब तक आप जूता पहनोगे नहीं, उस जूते के काटने के बारे में बात मत करो.
बिल्कुल. Absolutely right. And unfortunately, people tend to have so many opinions and advices for you without even knowing what it feels like.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So moving on to the next segment, we call it the fun segment, where we just kind of make it a little bit fun. And today's rapid fire round we are doing, we call it Mom Truths with Priya, and I'll give you a sentence and you have to complete them. No overthinking. The last time I hid in the bathroom was because
Karan and I were dating at that time, and I was inside his room and his landlord came, and I hid in the bathroom and I said कि हाँ jaldi se uncle को बता के भेज दो, and that uncle had come with a worker, and that worker was supposed to fix the air conditioning, and Karan was like नहीं अंकल अभी नहीं करवाना, and uncle was like नहीं आ गया ये अभी करवाना है, and I'm there in the bathroom thinking oh god मैं कितने घंटे यहाँ पे छुपी रहूंगी. But this is like years ago, but I remember that incident because it was so funny.
Motherhood made me realize that I can survive on only X hours of sleep.
Oh gosh, 2 to 3 hours of sleep. And my body has adapted to that as well.
Beauty of motherhood. Zorawat thinks I'm a superhero because
I can do everything in front of him. You know, I'm juggling work, I'm doing this, I'm being a great mom, I'm reading. So I think he has seen me do a lot, and I want him to grow up seeing me do a lot. But happily.
Most important. If someone gave me a whole day off from parenting, the first thing I would do is
go to a spa. Get a nice massage. Get my hair oiled.
One parenting hack I swear by is
learning as you go and not being very rigid in what you want to do.
The most unexpected thing about being a mother is
the most unexpected thing, the amount of exhaustion and tiredness that comes with it. It really took me by surprise. It did.
The weirdest thing in my diaper bag right now is
too many books.
If I could write one line to describe motherhood, it would be
messy but magical.
How sweet. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. It's been such a pleasure.
Same here.
And I have to tell you that I have been using Mate products for
so
my baby as well.
so sweet.
And we have genuinely enjoyed them. And
happy to hear
yes,
that.
he loves it. And we love it too because we know it's good for him and good for his skin as well. So I'm so glad that you are doing what you're doing.
Thank you.
Not
So
just with your business, but also overall with this podcast and the conversations that you're keeping alive. So keep up
Means
the
a
good
lot.
work, Mom.
Thank you.